Yo, what's new and exciting, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're doing fantastic today. We've got an exciting one for you.
A new and exciting one, a new format for Foible's Fair. We've never done this before, so we're excited to see how well this works out. As you can see, you have both Eagle and myself here live, faces in front of you. What's up, Green Hornet? How we doing?
Morning, Hornet. Morning.
We're going to be testing out a little bit of a new format. So the idea is to sort of run down some of the news for the week. And then each show will probably have a little main topic that we're going to talk about. And then after that, we'll open the forum up to see what everyone's saying and, you know, kind of interact and talk with chat. That's kind of the vibe. So
yeah, we're taking the show to kind of new places here. We're gonna try out some new stuff, see how we do with a kind of co-broadcasty feel. I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. I know Beef is too. We've been kind of talking about this for about a month, maybe more.
Somewhere around that. We've been like, how do we do it? How do we make this work? And then we put in a little time, effort, and energy, and I think we got it working. You know, obviously there's some things that we'll have to iron out in the process as it goes along, but I think it looks pretty good now. What do you guys think?
Give us a little interaction in the chat.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. No, Hack said, I'm ready.
I think we've kind of brought this to a new spot here.
Oh yeah. So I guess let's get on with it. Let's get on with our first little bit of news. You're too fixated on the nose ring. Have you never seen my nose ring before? Got nose ring. I got ear piercings. I'm bejeweled. I'm bedazzled.
Bedazzled. So fancy.
All right. So for our first bit of news, if you haven't heard, there's a Guild Wars Reforged event that is being put on by our very own Smiles, Gwen Okami, Mighty Teapot, and Snebzor. You want to run us through what that is, Eagle?
So it's super exciting because it's accessible, go fast content for everybody. What we're going to be doing in the Vanguard Trials race is getting through brand new character to finished the new pre-quest chain, the new dungeon in one shot, one go, in a party of 4. Everybody has to stay in the exact same party. Routing is entirely up to you, though. So a lot of people are going to immediately say that this is like something for the speed clear community. And yes, they have a good spot here for sure, especially in the actual dungeon. But because so much of the run actually takes place in just pre, don't discount anybody from just having a lot of pre-knowledge. I think this is a really exciting official contest that hopefully grows into some more stuff.
100%. I would love to see more things like this. We have Dune in chat saying pre for me is not accessible. I hate it. So so it would be great to see this kind of applied to other areas of the game. I think it'd be really great. I know that we've had a lot of fun routing and looking at tech and seeing what's up.
Yeah, so the race is on the 1st. We've got a team in. We've got 4 of us ready to go. We've been doing some trial runs, kind of getting her figured out. It sounds like the competition's pretty fierce, but if you have any interest in joining, you should get a team together and sign up before the 1st. Or I believe at the bottom of the page, if you're just a solo, there's an option to sign up as an individual and you'll get placed. Yeah, let's get that pasted in the chat.
Paste it in the chat. There it is. There it is. For those of you that might be listening, you can go to skyngang.com/the Vanguard Trials, and that's spelled SKEINGANG.com/ the Vanguard Trials. I'm not going to spell all of that out. In chat, they are saying there's some buffering, at least on my side of the stream. That could honestly just be some OBS issues. We'll have that hammered out for next time.
Yeah, it could be.
How's yours looking?
Is it my side? Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think it's just my side. I think my 7700. You got to finagle it. You got to finagle it.
We're squeezing the maximums out of things. We're efficient here.
Next up, actually, do you think we covered all this? Do we need to cover it a little more?
I think we could dive into a little bit. I don't want to give away any of our secrets though, so careful.
Yeah. You know, here's what we'll say. Go check out the rules for yourself. They're fairly lenient as far as some of the tech goes.
Get creative.
Get creative. You can use Toolbox. You need to have 3 other folks with you. You have to stay in the party at all times. So there's no splitting up out of party, meeting back up in like Ascalon, regrouping, and then going. However, that's not to say that you can't split your party up whenever you're in explorable zones. So there's a lot of fun, different things that you could do to really optimize your time there.
And I can't wait for the next race.
The next race. Smiles, get on it, please.
Can we light the beacon in the next one though?
Yeah. The race to light the beacon. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick.
You've got like an Ascalon dungeon. You could put a little dungeon around beacons. That's maybe a good spot. Come on.
Right under beacon. The ascension to the beacon.
The ascension. Oh.
I guess moving right along as far as news goes this week, we did have something pretty big happen.
Yeah, we did.
There was a patch earlier this week that saw the Steam login added to the mobile client, which is super huge, which is really great. It had to have been a headache. The devs had talked about.
Shout outs to the devs on that. They finally got all the logins figured out. I think that's all of them, right?
I think so. I think you can now log in on mobile through any way that you have your account set up, which is pretty cool. With them shipping that, though, they accidentally broke the game a little bit. There were a lot of crashing bugs with weapon swapping. There were a lot of inventory bugs. It was kind of pandemonium. But on top of that pandemonium, there were some new items that accidentally leaked through. And
yes, there were.
With these new items,
come on, pull them up.
Yeah, we got confirmation that it was an accident and that these were released ahead of the new content patch that is coming out next week. So we have confirmation of new content next week, which I think is going to be super huge. Here, I'll let you go over what this item is. You tell us all about it. Here's one of them that made it through.
The Stalker's Ration? You didn't give me the Eagle?
Bro, you're gonna get them.
It's cruel.
You're gonna get them all. We're gonna let Eagle go through the items.
Oh man. Okay, so Stalker's Ration. Hold on, let me get this up on my side of the wiki too. This one is. I understand why people wanted this one in the game big time. Stalker's Ration is a new consumable item that you can use in an explorable zone that's going to ping where mobs that you have not yet killed for a vanquish are. Now, I hear that it's a yellow ping, and when you're in the explorable, you can use it multiple times. It has no limitations on like death or time or anything like that, but as soon as you leave that zone, it's consumed. So we're gonna have a little bit of help with the vanquishes going forward. Seek and destroy.
Yep, that's the skill that gets thrown on, or the effect rather, the effect that gets thrown on you. This is the icon for it. Looks pretty interesting.
It's new? Is that new art?
That is, yeah.
Here we go. We've got some new art in the game coming.
All right, here's the next one that made it. Oh my god, we're too zoomed in. There we go.
The bird's eye compass. All right, so it's not
There we
eagle's
go.
eye compass,
It should have
but
been.
it should have been. Come on. The bird's eye compass is going to help you with your um, cartography titles, which is huge because there's 4 of those. Now, cartography has been traditionally challenging and has required a third-party extension to really get it done. Let's not pretend and say that most people did it without the third-party text mod. I know there's going to be a few people that throw it up in chats and go, actually, I did it before that. And maybe some of them did. And
Actually,
I do believe some of them did it, but like, you shouldn't have to do things like the strike as one chains in Nightfall to try and get the extra map coverage. Like, that's some janky stuff there. You're jumping past portals and all kinds of stuff. Hax is doing actuallys. So this guy is gonna extend your your compass region, which means you don't have to spend so much time zamboniing the edges of the map. If you are vanquishing the map and you're walking down all of the different paths now, you're gonna have the compass. It's gonna uncover enough for you. I don't think you have to go out of your way to scrape the edges of the map anymore. Looks like in prophecies we almost have up to 120% map coverage and a little bit less in the other campaigns. So there's or maybe it was Eye of the North with
126% in Eye of the North.
126.
Mhm.
Yeah. So pretty big. I got R3 Survivor before it resets on death. Witness me. The only title that I can take like actually for and like be like, okay, I'll give you respect. The original Legendary Defender of Ascalon, that was just disgusting to do. Death leveling
Yep.
your way.
Yep.
That was disgusting.
That was emergent gameplay, but not in a way that I think is fun.
No, I think that was terrible. So Dune, give Pre another shot. It's actually not bad these days. They've added quite a bit to kind of the whole run. Legendary Defender of Ascalon kind of feels pretty supported now and almost like something, I don't want to say that you're supposed to do, but it's definitely like a full option to do now.
100%.
Why? Because it's more fun than you're remembering. It's going to be even better, though, when they add Dervish on August 1st.
August 1st, Dervish.
Yeah, so day of the race.
You think August 1st, we're going to see Dervish and Pre? You think they're bringing all the classes to Pre right before the race?
Core.
I mean, the core classes
I think that'd be the funniest thing they could do. Would that not be the funniest, best thing they could do is add all, like, everybody's got all these routing plans thing figured out, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, new classes in Pre, and we're all torn. We don't have a clue where the secondary trainers are.
That would be incredible. So I guess. Well, actually, we have one more thing to talk about.
Yeah, hold on. Pull up that picture.
This one?
This one might be the most important one. This one. Look at this big boy.
What's that? What's that? That is a big boy. Is this... Can anyone confirm if this is the biggest mini in Guild Wars? I feel like it might be. So what we have here is the miniature Magic Doom, which is one of the 4 horsemen in the Underworld quests, and a new drop from the chest. But it looks to me,
might be the widest.
Yeah, widest for sure. I think it might be taller than the Island Guardian. Do we have? Pardon me, choked on my spit. Do we have anyone in chat that can confirm? Has anyone seen this with their own eyes?
Yeah, who's got this? Somebody said their guildie had it.
Yeah, someone in here has to have it, right?
Jay Novice saw it. You're
Jay Novice in
guilty. I
chat says,
knew.
I saw it. I saw it.
Allegedly, yeah, it's confirmed. This one's 100% confirmed. What we don't have confirmed, hold on. So like, let's get into what the hot fix was, because I think that that's maybe the most exciting part. Mini is cool. Mini is really cool. But I think the most exciting thing is in the patch notes when they hot fixed this stuff. They said, some people found it early and that they were going to leave these things in the game right now. But if you read between the lines there, it's definitely indicating that there is more than just this mini. And I think if we keep reading between the lines, now, you know, I love the tinfoil, but if we keep reading between the lines, there's going to be new prizes or drops added to more than just the Underworld chest, I think. Did we mention that yet? This is from the Underworld, 4 Horsemen.
We mentioned that, but I don't think we mentioned the fact that the devs confirmed, not only in reading between the lines in the patch notes, but also directly in Discord, that there is new content coming with new rewards. And I think they said specifically new uniques, which I think is incredible. Yeah, I think that is incredibly interesting. They didn't say new unique mini pets. They didn't say new unique consumables. We saw new uniques. Where is this mentioned? Oh, buddy.
You got a screenshot of that? I think you sent me one.
I think I did. I'm not going to be able to find it. Check the Discord afterwards. You know, we'll give you receipts.
We can't leak our Discord chat though.
Yeah.
There's too much foibles there.
Yeah, too much foible, tin foible.
Yeah, I've heard some theories for some green buffs, and maybe we're looking at some new skins or something like that. But as far as I can tell, minis aren't. I don't want to say they're not anything new, but like the mobs model exists in game. I don't know how hard it is to scale it down and make it into an item in the, like with an inventory slot and blah blah blah, but like they're kind of already in the game. I'm interested in what this unique word is. New skins?
I think I'm not sure about new skins. Sorry, I'm reading chat a little bit here. Smiles said, so not public information. No, the confirmation was public information.
It certainly was, yeah.
There's just, we can't leak the chat files.
We're not prepared enough to show the receipts live. Let's put it that way. But we have receipts. Enough.
I would have to scroll all the way up, but I will find the screenshot, or I'll find it and I'll send it in a chat after the show.
Yeah.
Information that Smiles.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
I think it might have been Brandon specifically who confirmed that, if I remember correctly. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I guess with that, like, you know, new content, what do we expect from this? Do you think it's going to be another update, or do you think they're going to have something to finally sell us?
I want them to have something to sell us, but I do think that when they're ready to sell something big, we're gonna have a teaser of that in the marketing cycle, if that makes sense. Like something to, like, you know, maybe, mind you, they post a lot right now, but what's his name? Skippy, our ranger friend. He's only he's in the Shiver Peaks right now, is he? I think
he's making it there.
You think he's making it there? Maybe he's gonna post a new dungeon.
There. Yeah. Well, is it Skippy Jack, or is it? I think it's Skippy Jack, right? Is the name of our adventurer from Twitter. Yeah. So if you haven't been following along with Twitter, they post like the adventure of the character that they've been going through the entirety of Reforged with, and they've been taking a little while. They've been in Ascalon for what, 3 months now? In old Ascalon.
They're making it. I mean, to be fair, old Ascalon's a slag,
right? So I think
we know why they got the extra heroes.
I think it's kind of indicative of like where they're going, You know, like where they are in development. You know, like we saw a lot of pre while they're working on pre stuff. Skippy Jack got out of pre. That's when we got the post dungeon. And I think once Skippy Jack gets to the Shiver Peaks, and it's off to the races. We'll see something there.
Well, we're definitely going to get sold something eventually here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're going to be seeing new content besides items. I'm not sure if we're going to be going to like a new explorable zone yet. I think that's going to be the big thing for me, is when we have a new outpost that doesn't take place on, I can't even show it because we're in pre, but it doesn't take place like anywhere within our realm. They've added pike into pre, or pick into pre here, and that's definitely kind of checks those boxes off as new content. But I'm looking forward to seeing like maybe an extra explorable zone added somewhere, or you know, the boat takes us somewhere else in Lion's Arch or something like that. I just don't think that it's happening next week with these item drops.
You think they'll tease what they've been working on? Maybe. Do you think we'll?
Well, we know they're working. We know they're cooking. We know they're cooking.
What I would like to see personally, I would really love to see something along the lines of like War in Kryta and Winds of Change. And I know I've talked about it a lot, but I thought that was just an incredible way to sort of like kind of marketing what's upcoming. And it sent everyone on like an out of game, in game sort of ARG test. Or sorry, like it was really weird. Like there was a whole like puzzle that you had to solve, like all these clues.
Yeah, with the
and I would
websites
really love,
and stuff.
Yeah, and that then like got everyone like in game and out of game connected to what was coming next. And I think that would be something incredible to do, and sort of like kind of a callback, but also a way to hype up and get folks invested in this in new content that they're working on. That could be great.
Well, so do you think, I mean, you've got my opinion on it. Do you think we're going to get teased something big next week? Like beyond just new drops? You think so?
I think so,
and you've
man.
got some good reasons why. I mean, can't say that you don't have some solid receipts to back up your claims here.
I think so. And again, I think it all stems back to what's happening in Guild Wars 2. I'm telling you guys, timeline shenanigans.
Okay, catch me up again. I haven't been following up with Guild Wars 2 that well. What's going on over there in the Act? Are they done Act 2? Is Act 2 finished?
They have.
Okay.
I haven't fully delved into Act 2. There's a lot of interesting dialogue that happens there. I know we have Carrot in chat, so I don't want to do any spoilers. But all I'm saying is everything's pointing to some weird timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shenaniganery. And I don't know. I think we could be playing into that in Guild Wars Reforged as well. So I think whatever we're gonna see is gonna be very new and exciting. And still, you know, like they said it themselves. They said we're making a new type of content that Guild Wars has never seen before. And I think that's just such an indicator of like what could they mean by that? You know, a lot of people have pushed forward with, oh, we're going to see bonus mission packs. Well, if it was going to be bonus mission packs, you know, they wouldn't have said it's nothing we've ever seen before. We've seen bonus mission packs. We bought one. You know, we have one. So.
Oh, so what do you know? Tell me. Okay, you've had all kinds of ideas of what this like unique content could be, but like, do you think it's actually gonna be next week that we're seeing unique gameplay as well? Like not just a teaser and explorable, but like you've got football on the cooked list, man.
We're gonna have to do a wish list V2. I think football exists in Guild Wars. I think it's an incredible competitive mode. The new type of content that I think that we do, or that we see, sorry, the new type of content I think that we see is going to be very similar to how Helldivers 2 was at launch.
Ooh.
And I think it'll work. I think it'll work. So what Helldivers 2 did at launch, they basically would like put out a mission. They're like, hey, this is your main directive. This is your goal. You have to go here and complete this type of mission or do like kill this many things, like whatever. And if you succeeded or you failed, the next update reflected that. Like it was like a story update. And so they basically like dungeon mastered like a whole, like everything playing out this way. Now I don't think the devs would necessarily do it to that degree, but I do think they might try a living world style of content in a way that they're able to sell it to us. I'm not sure what that would look like, but I
heard some classmates playing Helldivers 2, and wasn't there like you could defend parts of Earth, and then if not enough people did it, you know, like North America would fall, but then there was like a bastion where everybody from the whole world kind of did a big holdout. Could we see something like that?
I think they might try it. I mean, it all depends on how they're going to monetize it and what they want to see. But if it was like if it was myself and I had to deal with like a lot of instance content, I would basically find ways to make the current people that, like, say you buy like a season pass or something, you have the season pass, it's whatever they're doing there, and then at the end of it they'll sell you the package content. But if you have the season pass, you can play along as it's being released, and sort of like affect the storyline. And I just feel like ArenaNet's always kind of been about that. And it really, the living world stuff didn't necessarily work for Guild Wars 2, but I think it has a much better home in Guild Wars Reforged. And I think they might try it. I don't know. It's a really good way to get your community involved in things like this, and especially now that you can play anytime, anywhere, mobile. It seems to me like it's something that we could really see come to fruition,
Okay, you've given me some ideas. I'm just gonna spitball some ideas on how I think maybe this could work. Living world. Let's take from factions. We've got ownership of outposts, right? Berserk and Luxon, but we don't see anything like that beyond the factions map. Imagine the entire Tyria map where we're collecting, say, like a Reforged currency or a Reforged point system for completing content in Reforged, like the Imperial line, like the Kurzik, like the Luxon, right? But instead of competing guild versus guild for ownership of the outposts, there's a greater threat taking ownership of the outposts. And guilds have to, as a community, dump Reforged points in to protect outposts. Maybe we can do something with this, right? Because
that sounds fun. That sounds like a little world versus worldy to me.
Maybe, but with the instance system still.
100%. Now, interestingly enough, talking about the instance system, before Shaymore became a thing in Guild Wars 2, and before Guild Wars 2 became a thing, the devs were testing in Utopia very large scale instances that had 50 plus players in them in Guild Wars, in the original Guild Wars engine. So we know via that testing that the capability is there. So something like you're talking about, I think could be very on the table. Lots of guilds working together.
Do you think 50 plus would be like what we see in AB of two teams versus each other? Or are we going to see, like, I know you've imagined a stable zone, or how do you phrase that again? What's your term for that?
Shit, what is my term?
It's persistent.
There we go. I was like, man, we've talked about too much.
No, you've had like that idea for the persistent zone. Party sizes are obviously not going up to 50.
Oh, absolutely not. I think it would be really incredible to see something like a map-wide meta exist in Guild Wars Reforged. I think that works. I think it works a lot better in instance content, and especially like being able to queue up for like a mission. If you had, a PvPvE mission kind of like,
Mm.
you have to like, it's two different factions that you choose plus like the third, whatever we're fighting against, and we have to spend our reforged tokens on. I think we can see something like that being incredibly viable. And so it would be like smaller parties, like you enter in with smaller parties of like 6, and everyone has different objectives, but there's one giant objective that each team's like trying to accomplish. I don't know. I think you can see something like that in Guild Wars, and I also think that is a new type of content.
Well, they don't have the same technical limitations that they did before, right? Like a lot of where Guild Wars built its success on was how efficient it ran and how little resources it really required. But that's just not quite as important, even on the mobile side of things. Like, game runs pretty good mobile.
I think Steven CW even said it not too long ago. He was talking about the phones. He's like, this phone can run Guild Wars better than like the best computer in 2007 could or something. I'm probably really butchering that, but so he was talking.
It was around there.
And
he also mentioned that they had experimented with throwing Guild Wars on a phone like how many years ago?
I think we joked about it when we heard it. We were talking about like Guild Wars on a BlackBerry, right?
It had to have been. Like, I don't even know. Did Android exist yet? Did I? I mean, they tried it though.
I can't remember those days. Regardless, it's incredible what they can do now. The devs were talking about, they're like, yeah, we can just add more lights to maps now because computers can handle it. And I thought that was really interesting that they were excited about adding more light sources.
That's such an interesting term too. Light sources.
It would be incredible to see them design for like the limitations of the hardware. Like, hey, this is exactly how far we can push it, and then dial it back a little bit, and we can see like really just how big the maps can be, just how beautiful the maps can be, and how many people we can put on them. And I think we're gonna be I can't talk. I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised if they do decide to go this route and try and make like larger scale content.
Well, I'm gonna have to say I think it's a matter of not if, but when. Yeah, because they already did kind of the test of this before they transitioned to Guild Wars 2. I don't know what it looks like yet. I'm starting to really buy into your persistent zone ideas, because creating group sizes is like, it's hard to get into alliance battles. It's great content, but it's hard to get into them without community external organization at this point. We're just not quite stable enough with the player base to just queue up and play. And I think actually some other people are mentioning some like mission playlist queues and stuff. Like, yeah, there's some more quality of life stuff that could go there too. But trying to form parties with large amounts of people to accomplish content is going to be a lot of time in an outpost. But if you had like a world boss or something that's maybe it's on like the old dragon timer thing or something like that,
yeah,
and we all just go in, right? We all just know that, like, 45 minutes into the hour, we're going in. There's something there to kill.
It is. It'll be really interesting to see if they sort of look at like, what has Guild Wars 2 done that could work better in the original Guild Wars as far as like gameplay aspects. And I do think something along the lines of like a map meta and having a map evolve over time, or a mission evolve over time as you're in there, and be persistent with other teams trying to do stuff. I think that might be like the next evolution of what new content in Guild Wars might look like.
A bridge between Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 3 in Guild Wars Reforged. Well, we can go on about our timeline shenanigans. I didn't even want to say this yet, but I'm like, okay, we need a greater threat now for for our whole theory, right? So like we need a greater threat on why we need to be in reforged mode, doing content to pay this reforged kind of currency or what a faction. I guess it's faction.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's Vlox? What if he's
I don't see. Here's my big theory, and this is crazy. I think they're gonna go back and check out some stuff that they never really brought into canon, but was kind of on its way in at the end of Nightfall. But I think they ended up scrapping it. I think we get to see Arachnia. I think that's the big bad threat. I think we get some of those weird insect gods.
like one step above?
I think we're going to Jotecha. we learned how to say that today. Jotecha.
Yeah.
Which is the scrapped utopia concept of the city of the gods. I think our six here, well our six now. The six here in this Tyria that we know in Guild Wars Reforged, they're not the only gods, they're just like the human gods that happen to exist in this Tyria. We still have no idea what they were running from. I think
we have no idea why they're here.
Yeah, like they basically ran here and then Lissa had to like neuralize everybody because it was so traumatic what they were running
So
from.
are they going to tell that story here in Guild Wars Reforged, or are they going to tell that in Guild Wars 2? Is it going to be across both?
Why wouldn't you? I don't see why you wouldn't be able to tell it across both. Here's the thing about Jotecha. Whenever it was talked about in concept, it was a place that was like the hub of time, is what they called it. The multiverse has been confirmed in Guild Wars since day one. There are already multiverse shenanigans. I think if you do it properly and treat the mists as what it is, like some sort of proto-reality, some sort of like this Tyria is some sort of stable fractal. I think you can tell stories that exist over multiple Tyrias, and you can have a threat that threatens all of that, plus the gods in the hub of time, Jotecha. I think you could see something that isn't like three timies quipping at each other and pointing like the Spider-Man meme, but I think you could see something that involves like time shenanigans. I'm playing through Chrono Trigger on the channel right now, and out the gate it's time shenanigans, and it's actually pretty sick. It's actually pretty sick. Like it's
yeah,
not
Chrono
it's not
Trigger does
anything,
it good too.
It doesn't make me go like ugh, like it's done right.
So the thing is when time
so
travel stuff is done really well, it's like elegant storytelling, and it's one of those things where you feel smart for figuring it out with the plot. And then when it's done poorly, it just feels like it's an easy, it was like just an easy rewrite, skip everything, we're not taking anything. And there's a line to sort of weave in this where we want things to be kind of new, and there's room to maybe not retcon entirely, but improve upon aspects of lore or flush out. But it's a difficult region. I've seen time travel done really well a few times though, and I want it. I think it fits here.
I think as long as, like for me, as long as we're not running around seeing like different versions of things, like as long as we're just not like portal hopping everywhere, like, oh, we're in this time, we're in this time, we're in this time. I think if it's more so like saving time, like
Ooh.
that would be like my thing about it. Like maybe this big threat that we have after Vlox does what he's going to do is kind of just like a shining beacon in the mists, and then maybe these things that hunt for, I don't know, whatever it is that Vlox is going to unleash magically, they like hunt the mist, and they're like, all right, we're going to go slurp up all that magic. It's
how
like,
far into the Stormlight archive are you?
I'm only a little of the way. I'm like a third of the way through Oathbringer.
Can I give you like, it's not quite like a spoiler, but it's like an idea of what the gods are trying to do, maybe in like Balthazar.
Okay, yeah, hit me with it.
Okay, so greater, bigger picture. The gods are running from something.
Mhm.
Okay. What if the gods are in Tyria because they need favor and trained armies? They need to turn back around. Like they're running from their whole civilization has failed. They're
I like
running.
this. This is cool.
They've gotten away and they've hidden, but they know that they need an army. And this could be like why they've decided they need the worship, why they like maybe we can even do something fun about why they're absentee during this whole worshiping thing.
Right? It's
some meta reasons for that.
it is canon that the worship of these beings does empower them in different ways. So I mean that really tracks in GW lore. It is interesting to think that though they need that, they abandoned this. So do they have other gardens that they were tending to?
Well, maybe the whole plan failed. Oh, that's even interesting too.
Yeah, did
More
they
planets
like
or
seed a bunch
realms?
of different Tyrias and they're like, all right, this one's done. Let him die. I mean, Cormier in Guild Wars 2 basically says that. She's like, there's something really bad coming and we can't help you. And just pieces out, like straight up,
Peace.
dude. Straight up. Straight up. Chat, does anyone know this? Am I wrong?
I mean,
Spread
no,
the seed.
it's true. It's actually so true.
It'll be really interesting to see what I would like to see more God stuff in the original Guild Wars, because we just actually went over and did a whole reading of the 10 stories that were released with the Guild Wars manuscripts and the first Guild Wars, and so much of everything about the original Guild Wars is just about the gods and about like humans' connection to them. And I think
like
we
the
lost a lot of
Pantheon
that.
too, not being totally divine in all aspects. I think it harkens back to like my enjoyment of learning about like the Norse gods, the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods. Like they were gods doing god things and like worship was important, but like they didn't do everything good. I mean, Zeus was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, Zeus is a little fuck. If you guys
A
want to
little?
see kind of how I personally imagine the Guild Wars Pantheon, the Guild Wars gods, the original 6, watch Chaos on Netflix, Kaos. It's phenomenal. Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus, and
Ooh.
it just shows you like how fallible these gods from mythology were. And I feel like our 6 are incredibly fallible. And in fact, I sometimes like looking at the lore, I'm like, I don't know if these guys like really deserve humanity's worship. Like they've kind of just they kind of just like plucked us here and then let us kill each other for a little bit, and then they started fighting, and then when it got really bad, they just said, all right, we're just whatever. You guys figure it out yourselves. We'll be back, I guess. And
So
they
to
just
like loop
dipped.
this all, we think that we think that this new tie-in content is going to be told, or this new story is going to be told across Guild Wars 1 and 2 involving the Pantheon to get us to Guild Wars 3.
And I think it's going to be what we're afraid of. I think here's the real big deal. I think that Guild Wars 3's story is going to be so far disconnected from anything happening in 1 and 2. I don't know if directly like what we're doing here or what's happening with Vlox is going to fully affect that. Apart from, here's what I believe. I believe each Tyria is going to have its own separate timeline. It's going to get a little like Legend of Zelda, but instead of 2 splits, it's 3 ways. And so we can have our own canon events that happen in each game, and it doesn't affect, like what's already happened in each game.
That might
So
actually be best for each player base.
I think so. And I think that allows the devs to tell stories that are within the canon of the game, and also within the constraints of the, not only like the limitations of your playstyles and mechanics, but also aesthetics. I think that's really important, being able to tell a story that's within, the canon's aesthetics, because Guild Wars 2 story writing is so aesthetically different than the
Mm-hmm.
original Guild Wars. And so trying to continue anything from that or put things in a Guild Wars 2 context retroactively into Guild Wars Reforged story, I think is doing a disservice to both products for people that enjoy it. I think if you give them their own like timelines and their own canons that still exist in the world at large, like there's still Guild Wars as a whole, it allows the aesthetic of that game and its writing through and through to shine and continue to be what it is.
I think then you could have the aesthetic match the tone too. We both have vibed about Guild Wars Reforged here being a little bit more on the dark fantasy than some of the newer Guild Wars products might be, and I think that's just something maybe from the era we were in, that
100%.
age. Like Morrowind had come out, Oblivion was coming soon, but wasn't quite there yet. It was Lord of the Rings. It was, dark fantasy was in, I guess you could say. But we could have like some dark tones, like more big. Jeez, another searing event would be terrible, but
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I think we'll see some stories told like that. We have Lindsay Murdoch back, and I think, she said working on Guild Wars was her favorite, and I think she's excited to be back, specifically in Guild Wars Reforged.
Now, is she on the 2-week side of the team or the ArenaNet side of the team? Because it's always been kind of interesting and I guess exciting how that split works.
She was at ArenaNet for a while, but 2 weeks is who just hired her back. Okay. So basically her job right now is full-time Guild Wars Reforged.
Would it be fair to say then that, I mean, much love to both parties in this, but the 2 weeks side is kind of the original, like more the core that shipped Guild Wars 1 than anybody in ArenaNet now?
I would say so, and I think that's honestly kind of by design. I think a lot of folks that, had shipped the OG had kind of left, and, now that it's being worked on again are very interested in that. And even folks that stuck around, like Mike Z, who was head of, actually, I think he was just QA, and then he was head of QA, and now he's like a special projects manager, I think is what they called him. I'd have to double check myself on that, but he's also an old guard, and so I have to imagine that, 2 weeks is kind of the OG. They're kind of the old guard in that sense, and I think it's in good hands with them working on it.
Well, so far I have to say the new dungeon is very pretty.
It is pretty,
and I think some of the mechanics in it are kind of neat. I think they've done a really good job of their first sort of foray into that. So we're definitely in good hands and on the best personal timeline for Guild Wars as it could be.
100%.
We're getting new content.
We are next week.
Even if it is muddy terrain.
We've already gotten some new content, but we're getting some more new content next week. Yeah, we could yap about this probably for another hour. Should we move on and see what chat's saying?
Yeah, should we catch up with them?
Yeah, we should catch up with chat. All right. What do we got here? We got Risu in, first time chatter. I spent 10k hours in Guild Wars 1, but never got into Guild Wars 2. I tried to follow the history because I love it, but it never got to me at my play. Do you guys think Guild Wars 3 will try to recover something of Guild Wars 1, or we can think that we will never get into that? I don't know if... Oh, go ahead, Eags.
Yeah, so this is something I think that whoever wrote the website is trying to speak to the Guild Wars 1 players. I do actually think that in what they've shown us content-wise maybe doesn't demonstrate exactly in like the trailer and everything, but what they have shown on like the build or like on the website, they talk about hunting for skills, build crafting. I actually think that they are trying to hit the smaller party size, maybe the more dynamic content, or sorry, not dynamic, but they specifically say that this isn't going to be the same large scale content that Guild Wars 2 is. I think Guild Wars 3 is going to be a little bit of that bridge. They're trying to appease us a little bit here.
I can see a little bit of appeasement, but more than that, I honestly think what Guild Wars 3 is, from what I've seen, is more so looking at. I think they're doing exactly what they're saying they're doing. Looking at the problems that they see that players and themselves have with MMOs in the current market, in the state of the current industry, and they're looking at what they know and what they've done with both products, and how they're saying, how do we make a third completely unique product in the world that we've been creating for 21 years. So I don't know if necessarily any of it is there to sort of get back to Guild Wars 1 or to take from Guild Wars 2. I think everything that they're doing is like, hey, what have these games not done? So I think we'll see, like, obviously systems and stuff that worked in both, but it's just going to be such a completely separate product, in the same way that Guild Wars 2 was just so distinct and different from the original Guild Wars. That same gap is what we're going to see in Guild Wars 3. So I don't think they're trying to appeal to either side. I think the biggest appeal that they've done to the original Guild Wars players is start releasing content for it again. And I think
That's fair. Yep.
I think they had to do that. I don't think anyone would have. Well, not anyone. I think the sentiment around Guild Wars 3 would be a lot more hostile if they hadn't come back and started working on Guild Wars Reforged. If they had just announced Guild Wars 3 and hadn't touched the original Guild Wars in 15, 16 years, and then tried to promise their players, like, hey, we're going to keep updating Guild Wars 2. Like, we're going to keep the game that you love and keep making stuff for it. So I guess all of that big roundabout answer is to say, no, I don't think they're trying to get Guild Wars 1 players, like, entice them at all. I do think that there will be some things that we enjoy, but overall, it's pretty tried and true that old gamers are going to stick with the game they know and love. It's really.
I still think it's going to be distilled out of the best of both. They're taking their mounts and their momentum out of that. I think we're going to see like a co-op RPG that we see out of Guild Wars 1 here a little bit more. I think it's going to be the healthy blend.
Smile says, I think Guild Wars 3 will be another co-op RPG. I 100% think that. I think if you want to know what Guild Wars 3 is going to look like, imagine a quicker paced Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, that's fun.
That's truly what I think. I really think
I like that.
We're going to see the joy of movement, and then, like, a little less instanced joy of movement added, and a little clunkiness taken out. And I think that's kind of where we'll sit. And I think that's great for console gamers. I think it's gonna be great for the game. Like, if you can schmoove and you're working with your homies to, like, blast the fuck out of some big bosses, like, that sounds like fun to me.
Ooh, Grim Dawn. I saw Yoon playing a lot of that. I actually picked it up recently. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, I gotta scroll back up so we don't miss Dune. Come on, work with me. Dune fan says, I think the get rich creep needs to be a thing in Guild Wars 3 over a gear creep. We had farming in Guild Wars 1, and it gave us a goal that was both unreachable and fun to go for, and get rich or die trying. I like that. I like a little get rich or die trying. I like some farms. I do think we'll see that too. I think that's kind of part of.
Does Guild Wars 2 not have farms?
I haven't played enough of it to know. I feel like you farm like you do a ton of runs of raids to get some exclusives there, but I don't think farming is really a thing in in Guild Wars 2. Like I'm trying to think of all the Guild Wars 2 streams that I've watched. I've never seen someone like, all right, hey, we're gonna go do raptor runs.
Right. Yeah.
I do
And
think
getting
there's
to
something.
reset
Oh,
the
go ahead.
instance, resetting the instance is kind of critical to the way Guild Wars 1 farms work here.
I think there's something cathartic about like, hey, we're gonna go do this quick run. I would love to see 2 weeks design new farms, like design content that is supposed to be farms. Obviously, like put in your own challenges and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe mess with drop rates so we're not like getting anything crazy too quick and it's not just like dumping too much gold in the economy. But having something like, I'll go back to old school RuneScape again. Having something like the gym crab where it's designed to be AFKable. Like you can just sit there and click and click, and it gives you like I think 25% of the experience you'd normally gain. But you also
Sorry, what
you
is
don't have to worry. Old school RuneScape.
Okay. Yeah, but how did this system work? You said gem craft?
Oh, it's called the gemstone crab, and it's just a giant crab that changes locations. You just go and hit it. You get 25% of the experience you would normally get from training, but you don't have to worry about dying. You don't have to worry about like having all the potions. You don't have to worry about your Slayer levels. You know, like they designed this to grind, and I think that's like having a designed grind and a designed farm is kind of part of the OG Guild Wars. You know, like having a little farm. I'd love to see some new ones. Obviously, most of the ones we have, I truly believe, weren't intended, and that's emergent gameplay where we found them.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and I think the devs did as much as they could to be like, oh shit, we gotta balance these. Like, what could we do? And they deterred that. But I think looking at what players do for fun and designing around that is what we need to see. Smiles said, do you think the accidental oopsie was intentional? A test to see how the community could potentially handle early on-sighted information.
Yeah, I could see that being an accidental viral marketing leak.
Are you talking about the new items?
Yeah.
That was honestly my thought. Was I think they wanted it, like they were like, oops, we released the items. How do people feel about this? Or like, what are people gonna do when there's a new?
I think it just gets a bunch of people
consumable?
talking. Like, how many new Reddit posts were made just over the new items?
A ton.
So yeah, actually, if you were gonna drop some excitement next week, yeah, I could see that being an accidental.
Yeah, why not?
Oopsie.
Why not? Yeah, this bug is now a feature. This oopsie is now hell yeah. This oopsie is now marketing.
Do we know if the drops for the compass and the supplies are still in the game? I've seen people get those. Is our Four Horsemen buddy the mini? Is that still in?
I think someone, I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure I saw that it was mentioned that the mini is nixed. What? What is my robot doing? Dude, I sent that guy to boarding school. I turned the robot off and he's still
off check.
I turned my bot off and he's just going insane, man. I swear to God, someone's logged into the account.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They removed the minis.
The minis. Okay.
I heard Jano. Risu says Guild Wars 1 was build, timing, skill on clicking, and compositions comp teams for UW or FAL. You said old school RuneScape is a good example. Thanks. I use it a lot. I think, obviously they're two very different games, but I think there's a lot that 2 weeks can really learn from what they've done with their product. I think we need polling. I think we need in-game polling. Or like,
I feel very ignorant in other MMOs. I have tried. I have tried a lot of other MMOs, and nothing has ever stuck. I have never stuck around one.
I love old school. I always come back to Guild Wars, but I love old school RuneScape. But I kind of played it in tandem, so it's kind of going back in with Guild Wars 3 being for the people that are going to play Guild Wars 3. It's for them, you know, like we'll try it out. Like you and I are going to try it out.
Oh,
Obviously. And
absolutely.
I have
In the
no doubt
beta,
in my
right?
mind. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that like I'm gonna give it a good college try. I'm gonna enjoy it. You know, we're gonna podcast about it. We'll get into the nitty gritty, and I'll probably spend like 1,200 hours on it. It'll be a great game, but I'm gonna come right back to Guild Wars Reforged. Like, it's my game. You know.
Well, they're going to be releasing new content
And
alongside it.
there's gonna be new stuff.
Can't wait till I have a new Drox run.
Right? And we'll have to do a whole episode on that.
Well, we could do a whole episode on what I envision. You want to design content around farms. I want to design content around skill-based sequence breaks.
What if there was content that required someone to do a skill-based sequence break to get someone to the skill-based farm?
Ooh.
Like instead
little
of fighting
two for
all the
two.
way there, if you want to solo farm it, like you and a buddy, you know, split your loot with the runner.
Oh, that's kind of funny. That's like, okay, so you're farming char over the Northlands, but you need a gator. Just expand on that. You need a runner to get you to a zone.
I think things like that, you know, like obviously you can get there without it, but having content designed that works in that way, that there is just encouraging player engagement in a way that players already play. That's, you know, that's sort of a diegetic design around the fun that people have created in the game that itself is emergent gameplay. I think it's important to look at that, design for that, and then, you know, like it's something that's so unique to Guild Wars. Like what other game are you like, all right, cool, I need to go pay a person to run me to Drox so we can skip some content?
It doesn't exist in any game. It's 100% unique. Oh, we got an aircraft going by.
What was it? Was that a...
I can't actually see it, but I'm assuming it was a Saab.
Was that a... was that a... I don't know, aircraft. Reese says, fun bit of history. When I started playing, I was 14 or 15. Back then, I bought the original Guild Wars 2 soundtrack when it released. Signed by Jeremy Soule.
Ooh.
Oh, the original Guild Wars 1. And it never arrived. That's so many... I don't think anyone ever got that soundtrack.
No.
I think this was related to the whole direct song issues a few years later when I was 18, 19, still a huge fan. I drunkenly messaged Jeremy on Facebook saying that I was disappointed with him about the issue. He actually replied and told me to reach out to his personal assistant after email next week. I had the DVD. That's amazing.
I'm glad you got it.
Come on, Jeremy. But also, I'm really glad you got that. You might be the only person. I'm sure a few of them went out.
Maybe
That's
a few,
amazing.
but only the ones that were confident enough to message him on Facebook.
Right? Hey, man. Here
Getting
you
her
go.
done.
Yeah, sorry about
Getting
that.
her done.
I've been sitting on this for 5 years. Here's your CD. Well, Eagle, we could yap all day. We plan to go for an hour. We've hit that mark. Do we want to wrap it up? What's the vibe?
I think you got to show off the website now.
We do. Unfortunately, on my side, the website is causing issues with my stream.
Oh, is that because we're both live?
No. It's not because we're both live. It's just, I'm telling you, the 7700. I got to get a new CPU. I'm gonna see if replacing the thermal paste helps. It might be about that time. But I did find out that the hiccups we've been having on this side of the stream are encoding issues because of the CPU. But, folks, we appreciate each and every one of you. It's been great. Eagle and I have been hard at work. Oh God. I should put a thing on the website where I can turn off. Stop sharing.
There we go. Yeah. There, I just threw it in the
There
chat.
we go. All right. We're back. I had to stop sharing it. My CPU couldn't handle it. Isn't that crazy? We'll figure it out. I think it's because I put like the extra quality stuff. Don't worry about it. Figure it out. So Eagle and I have been hard at work on, you know, sort of figuring out what Foible's Fair is going to be. Foiblesfair.com is where we're going to put everything that we have in our endeavors. We're working on some YouTube content, which is going to be a lot of the long form stuff. Pretty much everything that's going to be on the YouTube is also going to live in the podcast in an audio version. But if there is some stuff that doesn't work for that, it'll live in the YouTube. We have a couple of series planned. So we would love it if you followed the YouTube as well, and kind of see the journey of that and where it's going to take us and some of the fun content that we're going to make.
Yeah, we're continuing to grow this into new and exciting territories.
Yeah, super new and exciting. Should we tease a couple of ideas we have or no?
Tease one.
Tease one. All right, this is a big one. Guild Wars Abridged.
He picks the big one.
Yeah. I'm picking the big one. Why not? Go with the big one. I mean, it's the thing that'll live only on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So that's the big idea. Guild Wars Abridged, and there's nothing more 2007 than an abridged series. So why wouldn't you do one for Guild Wars, right?
So stay tuned for that. We have a lot of stuff that we're cooking right now. There's a ton of different projects going on in our drive right now. And shout out to some of the other people that have helped us recently. Dario's joined the team for some edits, and Wishy's there helping us out with some music and sound design stuff. So I think Foible's Fair is really growing into a real nice little team.
A nice little team. Up there is one of our creators, Dario 007. Give them a follow. Super dope. They've been helping us with some video editing and stuff. Give us a follow on YouTube. Be sure to check out the podcast. Most things will go live as a podcast before they go on YouTube, so you'll get the whole audio experience. What else? What else is that?
I think we've kind of nailed her for the first episode 0 here. I'm feeling pretty excited about it. I think the tech worked out not too bad.
Who built the website? Me, the real Mr. Hacks. Me. Let me find someone to raid. Can I fix? What's wrong with it?
Ooh. Yeah, who we raiding? Who we
gonna raid?
Where are we sending the fare off to?
1 second, getting my little stream manager up. God, I need a new CPU. It is chugging today. Heck, send me a message on Disco.
We'll figure out all the little tech things. We're dialing it in though. I hope everybody enjoyed. This was fun. We're gonna find somebody to raid off to for the ending here.
100%. Who do we have playing Guild Wars?
Showering. Okay, Hacks.
We were in the shower with you? Crazy. Oh, hey, we should read this. Oh my God, Eagle. It's frozen on the craziest image of my face for you.
Oh, is your side frozen? Oh no.
No, just it's showing me a thumbnail of you. There's a guy trying to go to Guam. His name's Freedom. Should we raid that guy?
That's the target. All right. I'm going to queue up the raid. Good vibes, everyone. Thanks for being here for our first episode 0. Can't wait to show up
next Friday. Next Friday with a smoother experience. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. Been dope. You ready to hit that button, Eags?
Yeah.
All right.